Welcome to the Camac video guides. In this video, I'm going to give some advice about tuning your lever harp. Harps need to be tuned pretty often. If you're new to tuning, it might take a long time at first because you'll need to individually adjust each string. But as you get more experience, you should become faster and more efficient. And hopefully the information in this video will help. The tuning of the harp all depends on the tension of the strings. When you add tension to a string by winding it up and making it tighter, it will sound at a higher pitch. When you take away tension by unwinding it and letting it loosen, it will sound lower. The trick is to give the string just enough tension so that it sounds exactly at the correct pitch. Then it's in tune. Before you begin tuning, put the levers down so that they are not pressing against the strings. This allows the tension to distribute evenly across the full length of the string. If you turn the tuning peg when the string is blocked by a lever, you will mostly affect the tension only in the top part of the string. And so later, once the tension manages to leak through to the rest of the string, it will be out of tune again, undoing all your careful work. This video will show you how to tune using an electronic chromatic tuner, which is a device that reads the pitch you're playing, compares it to the correct pitch, and indicates whether you're too sharp or too flat. Tuners are sold online or at most music stores and come in many different brands. Just make sure to get one that works for all notes and not a guitar tuner, which only will show you the notes needed to tune a guitar. Here's a brief overview of the key features of any tuner. First of all, you have the ability to set the calibration of the tuner. You will probably set this to 440, 442, or 444 depending on the local standard in your region. That number indicates the frequency in hertz of the A above middle C. Ask your teacher what you should set this to. Next, there is the area which indicates the note you are playing. If I play an E string with a lever down, for example, it will read E flat. Most important is the area of the screen indicating the exact pitch. Here, the swinging needle shows that the pitch of my E flat is too low. This tuner also lights up a red arrow, which shows the direction I need to adjust the pitch so that it will be in tune. As I adjust it, the reading changes, and I know the string is in tune when the needle is right in the middle and both arrows are lit up. Some tuners give you a green light when you get the right pitch. So let's tune now. Turn on the tuner. Place it on the music stand in front of the harp, sit behind the harp, with your tuning key in your right hand, and make sure all the levers are down. It doesn't really matter what order you tune the strings in, but in this demonstration, I'm going to start with middle C. First, I pluck the string, and then I look at the reading the tuner gives me. It shows that I'm playing a C, which is great, but I see that the pitch is lower than it should be, and the arrow is telling me to tune the string higher, so I will need to adjust this one. I put the tuning key on the tuning peg, making sure it is the correct one for the C string. A common beginner's mistake is to accidentally turn the wrong tuning peg, so if that ever happens to you, you can at least know you're not the only one. Now I twist the key towards the column to tighten the string. It is only necessary to twist a very small amount. Sometimes the tuning peg becomes loose and won't stay in place after you turn it. If this ever happens to you, all it takes to fix this problem is to detune the string and push the peg more firmly into its hole, using the tuning key as a brace. So now that I have adjusted this C string a little bit, I play it again and check the reading on the tuner. You can see that the needle is closer to the center now, but still not quite there. I continue playing the string and turning the key gradually until it is in tune. Now I go on to the next string, the D just above C. This time the tuner displays a C sharp when I play the string. When this string is in tune, the tuner should display a D, so that means the string is really very flat because C sharp is lower than a D. I will need to wind this one up until the tuner displays a D, then I can fine-tune the pitch from there. Next we come to the E string. At this point, I have to tell you something special about tuning lever harps. The standard tuning for all lever harps is to tune in the key of E flat. This means that when all the levers are down, all the E, A, and B strings will be flat. Just these 3 notes are tuned to flat, and the rest of the strings are natural. So when we play the E string, the tuner reading should show on E flat. Just to make it clear, here is a chart of the tuner readings for each string when you are tuning your lever harp in E flat. The electronic tuner is a very useful device. But never forget that the whole reason we bother to tune the harp at all is for the benefit of our ears. Our ears are what hear whether the harp is in tune or not, so keep your ears open. Double check your work by playing octaves and chords and listening to hear if they sound good. The tuner is just a tool and should not be a crutch. With practice, you can develop the ability to hear whether a pitch is in tune or not, and there are plenty of cases where you may have to rely entirely on your ears. First, tuners often have trouble reading pitches in the extreme high or low registers of the harp, so you may have to tune those strings by ear. You may also need to adjust the tuning of certain strings during a performance or rehearsal, and you won't have time to pull out a tuner. Or you may one day forget your tuner at home, or unexpectedly run out of battery and be forced to make do without it. Even after you finish adjusting all the strings, your harp will need to be retuned every day, or at least several times a week, because many things cause the tension of the strings to change over time. The tuning can be affected by changes in temperature and humidity, by being played a lot, or being moved, and even if all else is equal, the strings will naturally stretch out over time anyway. But it's worth the trouble because it's so much nicer to play on a well-tuned harp. Good luck tuning your harp, and enjoy playing in tune.